Hello and welcome back to another breaking news update. My name is Jimmy Boyd and you are watching Boyd News. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. I've got some creepy news for you and I hope you're ready for this one. If you can see on your screen here, it says the US nukes are headed to the UK. All right, I've got a news article that's talking about that. We're going to go over that in just a moment. But first, I want to recap here and I want to talk for a minute on how serious this is. Okay, I've been talking about this for quite some time now. That something big is about to happen here in Ukraine. Okay, there's so much evidence coming out, and the multiple countries in Europe, NATO nations especially, are really starting to ramp up their support for Ukraine all of a sudden. And obviously Ukraine is suffering right now. They don't have a lot of equipment. They really need a lot of help right now. And they're going around to all kinds of different countries in Europe to try to receive assistance because the United States is not giving them any support right now, and the United States is definitely like the number one top dog supporter for Ukraine. And right now, there's a major package being held up, $60 billion of aid in Congress is being held up due to some political issues at the southern border. So, like I said, there's something big coming here, and this is just once again another big sign. And I'm telling all of you, something major is about to happen soon. I really think it's about to happen this year. I have no idea what's going to happen, but I do know that Russia is anticipating a major offensive inside of Ukraine, and America does not want to lose this fight. The West, NATO does not want to lose this fight in Ukraine, and they seem to be very worried about Ukraine losing because if Ukraine does lose, it's going to be a big problem for NATO. And they apparently are concerned that Russia may attack a NATO member, and this could be the beginning of like a World War III style scenario. So I want to go over this article here with you and let's talk about this. So the US planning to station nuclear weapons in UK amid threat from Russia. Missiles could be placed at RAF Lakenheath in Suffolk in case of potential war with between NATO and Russia. So again, the only reason they're giving these nukes to the UK is to deter Russia from wanting to attack the UK with potential nuclear weapons. Okay, and I've been putting out lots of warnings here talking about potential nuclear war, and it could really be right around the corner here, and most people have no idea what's going on here, and this is really big. So the U.S. is planning to station nuclear weapons in the U.K. for the first time in 15 years amid a growing threat from Russia, according to a report. Warheads 3 times as strong as the Hiroshima bomb would be located at RAF Lakenheath in Suffolk under the proposals, the Telegraph reported. The U.S. previously placed nuclear missiles at RAF Lakenheath and removed them in 2008 after the Cold War threat from Moscow receded. Pentagon documents seen by the newspaper reveal procurement contracts for a new facility at the airbase. Ministry of Defense spokesperson said it remains a long standing UK and NATO policy to neither confirm or deny the presence of nuclear weapons at a given location. Calls have recently come from senior figures on both sides of the Atlantic for the UK to be prepared in case of a potential war between NATO forces and Russia. Earlier this week, General Sir Patrick Sanders, the outgoing head of the British Army, said its 74,000 strong ranks need to be bolstered by at least 45,000 reservists and citizens in order to be better readied for possible conflict. So here's another country boosting their armies. What did we just recently see? I've been reporting this so many times. Ukraine and Russia are both trying to boost their armies by 500,000 troops right now. Okay, that's 1 million combined troops that are about to battle it out. Okay, obviously there's a massive, even more of a massive war and offensive from the Russians that's about to take place here. And NATO seems to be really worried about this. And I think they're worried about Russia steamrolling Ukraine and busting right through and potentially moving on and attacking Europe as well, attacking NATO members. And again, here we have another country. Now we've got the UK boosting their troop numbers. Okay, so Downing Street has ruled out any move towards conscription, saying the army service will remain voluntary, at least for now. Right? Carlos del Toro, the U.S. Navy Secretary, has urged the UK to reassess the size of its armed forces given the threats that exist today. Downing Street defended the UK government's spending on defense, saying Britain had been Washington's partner of choice in its strikes against Houthi rebels in the Red Sea because of its military strength. So, I mean, you guys can't see me right now, but I'm just shaking my head and I'm just like, I've been trying to warn people on this, and I'm telling you, we are just so close right now to a major war breaking out here in Europe, and even worse, a potential nuclear war. Like, we are absolutely the closest we have ever been. Okay, if you didn't see my last video on the doomsday clock, please go watch that video. Jump on my page and go watch the video on the doomsday clock and understand what that means. Some people may think it's cringy and it's a joke and whatnot, but no, we really are close to nuclear war, and there's so many people warning about it. Donald Trump is warning about it. You know, Vladimir Putin is warning. Even the former president of Russia's warning. Like, we are very close to just a nuclear war exploding and just launching, you know, everybody launching nukes at each other, and it's really not funny. You know, it's not funny, and this is a very serious thing. And you know, like I said, I've been warning for a while that war is right around the corner, and we've got UK Army's chief that says citizens should be ready to fight in a possible land war. This just came out 2 days ago. Okay, 2 days ago, this UK Army chief is coming out and saying this, that they got to get ready for war. Okay, if there really wasn't such a large anticipation that this is about to happen, do you really think that countries would be boosting their armies? They would not be doing that. Clearly, there's some intel that you and I, the normal people, are not being told. Something really big is going on, and we have no idea what it is. We can speculate on what that might be, but there's some plans in progress here, and I think really high level officials within governments, they know what's about to happen here, and this is about to catch everybody by surprise. And everybody who's been sitting back thinking, "Oh, this Ukraine war, it's been going on for 2 years now, you know, whatever." And it's not going to be nothing. It's a nothing burger. It's just some countries, you know, disputing over some territory, and they're upset with each other, and they never liked each other, and this has been going on for a long time. That's what your average person in America, in Europe, you know, really anywhere, that's what your average person thinks, and most people are not following what's going on here. Okay, UK civilians should be ready to fight in a hypothetical land war, the head of the British Army General Patrick Sanders said Wednesday, warning that the ongoing Russian invasion of Ukraine showed it was citizen armies that make the difference in conflicts. He said the British military is currently too small to respond to threats emerging in the changing world. Taking preparatory steps to enable placing our societies on war footing when needed are now not merely desirable, but essential, Sanders said in his speech. Our friends in Eastern and Northern Europe, who feel the proximity of the Russian threat more acutely, are already acting prudently, laying the foundations for national mobilization. Okay, he's talking about multiple countries in Europe laying the foundations for national mobilization. The UK Army is currently estimated to include around 75,000 fully trained professional soldiers, and there are another 60,000 service members in the British Navy and Air Force. So we're talking about 150, and that could be a very conservative number. It could be a lot closer to 200,000, maybe 250,000 of actual ready to go troops. So what's going on here, guys? Comment below. Let me know what you think. Let me know how close you think this is, you know, something's about to go down. Are we talking a few weeks here? Are we talking a few months? You know, or is this something that, you know, maybe could not happen or go down until the next year, maybe in 2025? I personally believe we're going to see something big happen by summer. I'm thinking no later than May, June. Okay, I'm not trying to make any predictions, but that's at least what I think. I think something big is about to go down here pretty soon. And I had a video earlier, but I honestly forgot to grab it for you. But I saw something, I saw a video of Vladimir Putin. He was talking at a conference basically saying that Ukraine Ukraine does not have the ability to support themselves. And the minute that the aid stops flowing in, the money stops flowing in, the weapons stop flowing in, they could collapse in 1 week. And meaning they could just take them over. And what Russia's really doing here is playing the long game, and they're waiting for the West to, run out of supplies or run out of money or run out of aid to give to Ukraine so Ukraine can just collapse. But right now, Ukraine is in a dire situation, everybody. Just understand that. Ukraine does not have a lot of support. Without the United States backing them, which we are not backing them right now, I've been putting out multiple reports talking about this. Okay? We are not supporting them right now. The Pentagon just came out a week ago, I'd say, and literally said, we do not have any more funds for Ukraine. They have no funds, zero. Okay, nothing is going to Ukraine right now. And we are the largest backer of Ukraine. We provide them billions upon billions of dollars at a time in support and aid for that country to keep that war going. Without the support of the United States, Ukraine is done. Okay, and right now they're getting these little tiny aid packages from the UK, excuse me, from Latvia, Estonia, Lithuania. A few countries are helping them out. Sweden, I think Norway's been helping out, but it's really not a lot. It's not nearly as much as what the US provides for them. So you got to imagine that Ukraine's got to be just literally hanging on by a hair right now, by a tiny little thread. And that's why we've been seeing them going after these oil depots. I've been reporting on that. Ukraine's been going after these oil depots. Ukraine's trying to do whatever they can to slow Russia down and help, prevent or delay this process of this attack that's about to come. And I believe there's a major attack coming here pretty soon. So I've got a video here that I want to show you. This is Tobias Elwood. He's a member of the UK Parliament, and he's being interviewed here on Sky News talking about potential call up of the citizens to join the UK army to go to war with Russia. So let me show you this. This is pretty insane. Check this out real quick.
Somebody who you'll know well, General Sir Patrick Saunders. I'm not sure if you served with him, but certainly you have served. You did. So he's suggesting, reading between the lines in the Telegraph today, that if we go to war with Russia, we could find that our youth may have to be conscripted. That's a bit alarming.
Yes. Head of the British Army, one of the most cerebral thinkers that we've got, a strategist. We need to listen and listen carefully. We've been too complacent. I think I've said this many times with you. What's coming over the horizon should shock us. It should worry us, and we are not prepared. We've had a couple of decades, 3 decades or so since the Cold War. Life has gone well. It's now going to get more difficult as authoritarian states exploit our timidity, our perhaps reluctance to really put fires out. And the best example of that is a democracy on the corner of Eastern Europe that in its 3rd year is now in conflict, and we've not resolved that. So Patrick Saunders is saying, prepare for what's coming over the horizon. There is a 1939 feel to the world right now. These authoritarian states are rearming. There's a risk averseness about the West in wanting to deal with that. And institutions, global institutions such as the United Nations, aren't able to hold these errant nations to account. In fact, the UN, I'd go further, is reaching its League of Nations moment unless it's reformed. So that's where the world is heading. We need to wake up to that. There's a mindset now of this era of insecurity that we're heading towards, but we're still on a peacetime defence budget of just 2%. That does need to change. And the Red Sea is a great example that if you don't step forward, if you're not robust in dealing with those that are testing the envelope, it will be our weakness will be exploited, and it will affect our economy.
Okay.
All right. I hope you heard all that. That's one crazy interview right there. And I wanted to note there that if you heard him say that the authoritarian countries, meaning North Korea, Russia, China, Iran, he's talking about basically the enemies of the West, right? He said they were rearming. Okay, and if you look at, let's just say, Iran for a minute, what is Iran doing right now? They are potentially acquiring nuclear weapons right as we speak. What is North Korea doing? What have I been reporting on that? North Korea is ramping up their military productions. They've declared South Korea as public enemy number one. Okay, Kim Jong Un told the United States, "Hey, if you go to war with us, we will literally annihilate you." That's what he said. That came from his mouth. Okay, I've reported on that as well. What is he doing all throughout his country? Ramping up productions of weapons, ammunition, expanding his nuclear arms compatibility or capability. Excuse me. What is Russia doing right now? Russia's ramping up their operations. They're conscripting more people. They're getting weapons from North Korea. Okay, what is China doing? China's been, they haven't really been directly involved, but I'm sure they are ramping up productions as well and getting close to taking Taiwan. Okay, they were just recently late in the year last year moving equipment and all kinds of stuff right off the coast of Taiwan inside of China. Okay, so there definitely is a buildup here, and countries, and I'm not just saying that these countries are the only ones building up. No, obviously the West is doing it as well, right? But this thing is building up to turn into something massive, okay? And I have reported this so many times, and let me say it again. I don't think that this war is just going to be the West versus Russia. Once a major war breaks out between NATO and another country, and I'm going to say another country because we don't know what country that could be. It could be North Korea, it could be China, it could be Iran, it could be Russia. Okay, it could be so many different countries. We don't know. But once a war breaks out, that's when I believe all the other countries that have their own national interests, like the things that they want to do, the goals that they have to complete, they're going to go for it. China's going to go for Taiwan. North Korea is going to go after South Korea. Russia's going to roll through Ukraine. Okay? Iran's got their nuclear weapons. What could they possibly want to do with that? So you see what I'm saying here? When you look at this whole scenario, look at what's going on here, and I have been warning everybody, we are on the verge of a major, major war here. Probably the largest war the whole world has ever seen. And most people right now are sitting back, watching Netflix, sitting on the couch, eating chips off their chest. And meanwhile, the rest of the world is up preparing for war. And majority of countries, especially the United States is not really warning anybody here. They're not letting anyone know that war is coming. They are not preparing anybody. This is all going to be done at the last minute, is what it seems like. And most people are not expecting that there's going to be a call up for war. And that is what's going to happen. And most people are going to be caught off guard. And so many people in this country, in the United States, is, very unhealthy, very overweight. How are we going to be prepared for something like that? I know most of my viewers here live in the United States, so I'm talking to you. But throughout the entire world, we will all be affected by this, and this is going to get really bad. So I hope you're ready for it. I hope you're heeding these warnings. I hope you're seeing these warnings and understanding that this is not a joke. This is a very serious thing. And we got war right around the corner. I hope you all are ready for it, because we're going to see something we have never seen, that most of us alive today have never seen in our lives before. And I hope you're ready for it. That's all I got for you. I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody take care. Take care of your families. God bless everyone. Have a good day.